Hey everyone, and welcome to today's deck profile for set 11 of the One Piece TCG for the purple Katakuri, a new leader, and a very fun one. I played this leader when they first got out of the sim like a month or so ago, and it was one of the most fun I had testing the new set 11 leaders. It felt really good. It used a lot of just brand new support. However, this list comes from the tail end of set 11. Here's the deck list and the tournament that it came from. A 3v3, pretty decent placing, and it seems to be a little bit of a modified constructed version, right? Because the whole overall arcing theme is we need to go first and ramp 1 Don so that we get to 8 Don a turn early, and we can do that a few ways. And this deck has just added in a few backups. I will say very expensive backups. I will link in the description my video on Katakuri from back then. Obviously it might not be as good of a list as this because we've had time to test and theory craft and deck build around it, and this seems to be possibly a better version. But if you don't have the bond clays, I don't want you to be discouraged about not playing this deck. There are other options. Again, primarily we're just trying to ramp 1 Don a game to get from that odd curve of 1, 3, 5, 7 to 8 a turn early, so we can play out this Katakuri and then this boss monster Linlin a turn early. But overall, a very fun deck, uses a lot of new cards, so not overly expensive except for like the Usohachi and the Bond Clay. But again, there can be alternatives to that if you're looking for a more budget friendly version. Again, I'll have that list. I'll just link the other list in the description, as well as link to my other video on it. But before we get into this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and also if you want to support me and pick up a sick playmat at the same time, you can check out Ned Garden, use coupon code StrawHatPekin for 5% off. And speaking of Katakuri, they've got the Whole Cake Island playmat that I use. I really like it. It's very detailed, and you can use my code on top of their sales that they're running. They've also added a new Pokemon playmat for Giovanni. Really nice stuff. They have a lot of desk mats, playmats, and some stickers, so check that out. But let's get into it. Katakuri is a 5-life mono purple 5k power leader with a Big Mom Pirates type. When attacking and on opponent's attack, once per turn, Don -1, look at the top card of your opponent's deck, and then this leader gets plus 1000 power during this battle. So pretty nice to get an extra Don value out of your turn, because essentially this can be a rested Don that you've already spent to get value by playing out a character. Then you can return it, get value by attacking a little bit higher, and getting knowledge on your opponent's deck and thusly their hand, right? If you're using this early as 3 Don on your first attack, you can keep pretty good track of your opponent's hand, which is very valuable information. Also, in turn, being able to swing 6k consistently does help us a little bit against Blue Purple Luffy. It's just a fun little thing. I don't know. There might be other better ways to counter that deck in the meta, but this deck did feel pretty nice into it from my testing and my play. Not saying that it is the perfect counter to it, but it is a very fun deck and can have some decent matches into that deck as well if you're not looking to play blue purple this set. So let's get into it. We've got Bond Clay, perfect way to ramp that 1 Don, like I said, per game that we need to. And also the fact that it can match one of your opponent's character's power when it goes to swing, i.e. a boss monster Katakuri, right? This card is used in a lot of purple decks: mono purple Luffy, blue purple Luffy, Katakuri. Pretty much any purple deck that can run it will run it. Like Pudding, it does get some play in set 11. Not really great, like probably as much play as this or some other purple decks, but that's just another example of another deck that can use it. So for the fact that 4 Don, you can essentially get an 8k swing for free, right? No more Don commitment is really nice. And again, we just want that extra ramp once per turn or once per game. Speaking of, we got Sasaki, Animal Kingdom Pirates, because we do run the dual searcher for both Big Mom Pirates and Animal Kingdom Pirates. So it's a searchable 2k counter that can also ramp a Don for us, like a backup, right? I'll go over a combo that, you can technically ramp from, right? That you can also do in like the budget friendly version. We got the 2-cost Katakuri. This is an amazing card. It's leader locked to Big Mom Pirates, and it's activate main, trash this character. You can play one Charlotte Katakuri from your hand that has a cost of 3 or greater and a cost of less than or equal to the number of Dawn your opponent has. So if your opponent has 8 Dawn, boom, we're playing out this 8 Dawn character for 2 Dawn. Really nice. I've had games where I've played 3 of these in one turn. And it's kind of crazy and overwhelming, right? For 6 Dawn to get out 24 Dawn of characters is a little bit insane. We've got the pudding. This is what we want to play out on 3 Dawn. This is our perfect 3 Dawn curve because she is, whenever you return a Dawn from your field to your Dawn deck, you get to ramp 1 Dawn back as rested. So that means you can get that Dawn back from your loot ability every time on your turn. This is only for your turn though. So it doesn't help you get back the Dawn on your opponent's attack version of this. But we primarily aren't going to use that opponent attacking aspect of it until late game anyway, if we want to use this 10 moms effect. But it does help us on 3 Dawn play this out and then swing 6k with our leader and not go Dawn minus, right? We've got the 1 cost blocker Charlotte Anana. I'll be honest, I've watched this show twice. I don't remember how, I hope I pronounced that correctly. And it's one of those, gains blocker if you have another Big Mom Pirates type character other than this character out in play. Again, with purple being very meta relevant, there's going to be a lot of big characters. So having chump blockers, a 1 Dawn blocker, can save you a lot, right? Even though we can block with this 8 cost 8k power Katakuri, if our hand size is a little lower, maybe you don't have the counter in hand to defend a swing into this, and you don't want to just give this up just to block out an attack. So being able to block out for 1 Dawn, very nice. Speaking of our boss monster, 8 cost 8k power Katakuri, end of turn, set up 2 of your Big Mom Pirates characters with a cost of 3 or more as active, and then add 1 Dawn and rest it. This can help us a lot, specifically with this 10 Mom to get back up to 10 Dawn the turn after we use this effect. And also make sure you just never go down too low if you want to use your lead ability and don't have like anything else, right? And then we've got a searcher for the deck, pudding, one of the new puddings. On play, look at the top 5, pick a cost 2 or greater Big Mom Pirates type character, add it to your hand. So you're not able to search out this character, but you can search out pretty much everything else in the deck. And then activate Dawn -1. You can rest this character, look at the top card of your opponent's deck. So this is a way to use your leader ability before you swing with your leader if you need to do that. For some combos, maybe like a Parasparrow effect, but you want that active Dawn to swing with leader instead. Getting into Parasparrow to go over that. He's a 5/7, no counter, active main once per turn, trash 1 card from your hand, declare a cost of your choice, reveal 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck. If those costs match, you get to draw a card and then add 1 Dawn instead as active. So say you want to swing a little higher with your leader, you could use pudding first to check the top card and then use Parasparrow's effect, get that Dawn back as active. Boom, then you can attach that Dawn to Katakuri and then swing either 6 or 7, with Dawn and that leader ability. That is a possibility, right? But she's also just another searcher for the deck to make it more consistent, right? So now we have 8 searchers. Then we've got our final boss monster, the new Big Mom 10/12. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, this character gains Rush. Important note, this isn't an on play, this is a static ability. So against Blackbeard, if he turns off your on plays, you'll still be able to gain Rush with this card. On opponent's attack, once per turn, Dawn -5. Declare a cost, same as Parasparrow, right? If the cost and the declare cost of looking at your opponent's top card of the deck is the same, then your leader gets plus 2,000 for the turn. So a great way to get out of a bunch of little swings. It's very expensive though, and there's not really a way for us to get back that Dawn immediately, right? Because pudding is your turn, so you won't be able to get that Dawn back with pudding. Katakuri will help us ramp back the next turn, but still that's at the end of your turn, right? Parasparrow can get us back 1 Dawn technically, right? But it's still very expensive. However, it can be a way to save yourself. Important note, if you're going to make sure you know what cost your opponent has of their top card of their deck, you have to use your leader ability first. So that'll put you up 1k for the battle, and then plus 2k for this. So it can help you out of a 7k, right? But also that is technically Don -6 for the turn. So it'll pull you back to 4 Don. So even if you, the next turn, have like 2 of these Katakuri, go back up, you know, that's kind of what you need to have, right? If you're back up to 4, you go back up to 6 for the turn, you'll have to have like 2 Katakuri out to get back up to 8, and then 10 the next turn. So again, pretty expensive, but it can save you in a lot of games. Getting into our last 2k counters, we got Strucin. This is a Don minus to do the same thing, declare a cost, reveal a card. If they match, you can rest a 4 cost. Pretty, you know, expensive because it's another Don minus, but it's a backup Usohachi, where Usohachi requires you to be at 8 Don. This can be used, say, on a turn after you used the 10 Mom effect and you're only at like 4 Don, right? You can't use Usohachi anymore. So this can help you rest a blocker to go for game, right? If you still have these big bodies out on board anyway, you might not need the Don attached to them to push through, but if your opponent has a blocker and you already have the Strucin on board, right? Because this is a 3 cost, it can restand itself at the end of the turn with its 8 cost Katakuri. So it can be a way to get through a blocker. Last 2k counter, Usohachi. 3 cost to rest a 5 if you have 8 Don on board. Just very good value to get through blockers. Then we have our dual searcher for Big Mom Pirates and Animal Kingdoms. 1 Don to look at top 5. And then we have our backup ramp, but also a very nice event to KO a 5 cost God Thread, 5 Don, KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then add 1 Don and set it as active. Pretty nice. And we also get that trigger out of life if it is in our life. It's not searchable because it's 7 Warlords and Don Quixote Pirates typing, so not searchable by any of our searchers in deck, but a nice event. There's still some pesky 5 costs in the meta right now, so definitely relevant, especially in a purple deck. It's nice. Like I said, our goal is to go first and ramp once so we can get to that even curve very nicely. So this is another backup, and it's I think it's an uncommon, but still very cheap compared to like Bond Clay. I think in my other list, I ran like the 5 cost Kid blocker because that gets you a Don back as active if you Don minus. So basically, the way you can also go plus 1 Don to get up to 8 is go first. On 3 Don, play out Pudding. Hopes he sticks on the board and survives. And then on 5 Don, play out Paraspero or the 5 cost Katakuri. And then use the effect, you know, Don minus for the turn with your lead ability, get that back with Pudding, and then guarantee use Paraspero's effect to get 1 Don as active. So you're going plus 1 Don for the turn. Or if you had that 5 Kiss Kid blocker out on the board, you would just get that Don back as active along with the rest of Don for Pudding. So 2 Don for 1 Don minus is 1 Don for the turn in the game, you know. And at least those are searchable pieces. But Bond Clay, still a super great card for the meta. Note, it can get put to life with the 9 cost Linlin, which is a very popular card in Blue Purple Luffy, but still very strong card. They're going to need to target it. It's very good. If you have this card, I suggest trying it out in the deck. But if you don't, there are alternatives, budget friendly, right? We still have ways to ramp even within the package. It's not a huge deal, right? A comment I see a lot is like, oh, this card you didn't use in any of the games. I'm just going to cut it. That's fine, you know? Like for a lot of these tech cards or like these options, they're optional, you know? A flex spot, if you will, right? Even if it's an important flex spot, it's important to have ways to ramp a Don for this deck. It's very crucial. So these are very important backup spots. Even though there's ways to do it without this card, and maybe in our games we don't use this, it's still crucial to have something like this in this spot. So I would suggest to put in something that can do along the lines of what this card does, right? But again, even if I don't use a particular card within 3 games, it's not a huge sample size to determine whether or not to use that particular card, I would say. Test it for yourself, and at the end of the day, if you don't find that you need it, don't run it. These are all up to you. I always like to see what people would change and do differently, and that's why I ask about it, right? But that's, you know, when I highlight a deck profile that has a pretty expensive card in it, I don't shy away from saying that, you know, there could be better alternatives, cheaper alternatives, right? I want people to play the game and be able to. But that's just a side tangent. Very fun deck. Let's get into some games. We got Pudding. What we do to get to take first, which is very nice for us. We have a Searcher, so I think this is pretty good. We can find the 3-cost Pudding off of this, remember? Interesting. Honestly, we could just go aggressive because we have way to ramp. We have way to ramp. We have way to ramp. And this is really good because they can't really get rid of it either. So we definitely do want to kind of play out the Bon Clay. So we can just get aggressive this game. Being a 5-life leader does help us for sure. They get an 8-cost Katakuri. Usohachi. Let's see. We might just go 8 at them. Just continue put on the pressure. The next turn. Is the only other option. But then what do I want to trash? This I could trash, but then I don't really need to do that. So we'll just swing. No effect. Unfortunately, this Pudding is a 0k power, so you can't go 5 and 5. But they do counter out, which is fair enough, right? 4-life leader, you were set back by having to go second. The only thing I could think of that they remove this is if they have themselves. They got a Zeus and a 2-cost. And I will take Parasparrow. We're going to ramp and then search. We'll pick up our own. And then we'll probably just swing 6. So if they're running the 9 mom, they could remove this by putting it to life. But honestly, I'm not sure. Right, not sure if they are or not. They could also use Zeus, right, to get rid of it, which we just gave them. Yep. But then that puts them down to life. And if they want to use leader ability to ramp, unless they have another ramp, to get to 10 next turn. But also, they ramp, so they're going to be at 8 Dawn. We'll take. Now we can use our 2-cost Katakuri. Ooh, do I want to take again? I feel like I almost can. It's fine, because they're going to hit me with 10 moms soon, right? I kind of want to take counter, so we'll take a 2k to defend our 8-cost. So yeah, since they're at 8 Dawn, we can play out our 8-cost with just 2 Dawn with our Katakuri. Where is he? I had one, no? Or did I search it and I didn't pick it up? Interesting. Okay, wait. I had one. It was just 5 cards deep, you guys. That's all it was. We'll go here. Play him out. We'll go Parasparrow. Swing 5. Use effect because we'll get that Dawn back. A 1-cost. Red Hawk. It's a new event. Rest 3 down cards. Okay. Because of 5 or less. Okay. Interesting. Well, there goes my Parasparrow if he uses that, but then that's no 10 mom. Yeah, we're not really worried about like the trash life 10 mom coming out because we have enough counter to defend like swings into the 8-cost Katakuri, and we have a lot of counter anyway. We're just trying to end game by playing out like 2 rush moms and hoping that he doesn't KO this because that's a 7k swing. Huh? Why can't I block? I don't know. I don't know. Not sure. I didn't use anything to unblockable. Oh, that's weird. Also, the sim is weird. I have my chat muted just in case somebody is, you know, a little crazy. But it's not muting, right? I don't know. With a Nana? Huh. You can't block with a Nana. If you have a character other than Charlotte and Nana with the Big Mom parts type, this character can block it. That's weird. I don't know. We'll go here, discard God's Thread. Cost of 1. Confirm revealed. Get inactive. Yep, we don't have a Charlotte and Nana of our own. So we'll pass. No friendly, getting arrested. Not that it mattered because we were at already had ramped with Paraspero, so we would have been at 10 Don next turn anyway. But the fact that Charlotte Paraspero gives you back that Don, I did like the purple event to get like plus 4,000, or was it 5,000, I think. But no 10 Mom, so that's good. Next turn we can play out our Rush 10 Mom and go really aggressive. He's going pretty aggressive himself. But we can just do this because we're at 9 Don, so we can get a free 1k counter. He's got a 2k counter because we're going to be at 10 Don next turn anyway, so that's very good, getting a free 1k. We'll just take and then block out the next one. Cool, because I didn't have a 1k counter that I wanted to get rid of. Oh, block. Lovely. Maybe he has either a searcher or the 1-cost purple event that I think does go plus 5,000. It's been a minute since I've looked at and played around with set 11 stuff, because truthfully, I don't know, I wasn't as excited for set 11 as I was just like the starter decks and like set 12 stuff. I don't know. Let's play out this so we can go here for 6. The 3-cost. Yep. This has got to be really annoying in person. No? I like... what do we want to trash? Do we need another 10 Mom? Or is that really greedy? I don't know. You're at 2 life, 1 blocker. We'll be greedy. Confirm. Get inactive. So now we can swing 8 above that. Katakuri blocker. We can't just easily get rid of these little guys with these, but we have so much counter in our hand. The beauty of Paraspero, it's like just one of those cycle cards, like Jack. He counters out. The longer he stays on board, the better your hand size gets, or the better your hand gets. So after that, we can restand. Oh, does he let the blocker go? Oh no, he goes plus 3. Yeah, plus 3. Oh, it's only leader. Yeah, only leader, not character. That is the running theme with these cards. That is unfortunate. Yep, fair enough. Oh, we got Blackbeard. Let's see. He goes second, so it's not bad for us. We'll mulligan because we have just a lot of 2Ks, and that's a pretty decent curve, I would say. Yeah, we'll take a 10 Mom that we can play out a turn early. Yeah, let me know what you guys are looking forward to in set 11. Looking forward to the starter decks. Anything. Unfortunately, I'm still going to have to swing at that guy because pudding is a 0k power, right? But we can at least just get some information on his hand. So he picked up a 10 beard. Let's go here. He's going to have a Lafitte. Okay. Just a free information on his hand, right? So we know it's a 10 beard and a Lafitte. Or no, a Van Augur. I was killing the Lafitte. Doc Q. Why do they all hate the pudding? I wasn't going to do much with her anyway. I'll take the 7. Okay, that's really good. Let's go here. Let's go here. Got another 10 beard. Okay, we got 2 10 beards to look forward to. What do I want to do though? To trash. I want to keep both of these. Honestly, we'll be at 8 Dawn next turn, so I guess we can get rid of the Paraspero, but the Parasperos are so good. It's a 7k. Sure. So all the way up to 10. Confirm. Gain an active. I'm gonna swing 5 at you. Okay, we got some counter. Nice. All right, so we know he has 2 10 beards. Right? Counter out with the Van Augur. You got 2 Tembirs, so 2 of those are non-counter cards. That's good information. So he had another Van Augur. But yeah, he's getting rid of the pudding anyway, so I'm glad that I got a Vasco shot out of it. 6 at us. We'll take. We get to search. Picking up. We'll pick up this Katakuri, sure. In case we get another 8-drop. Could be pretty good. God's Thread. Let's just play out Katakuri. Let's go here. Use ability. Another Van Augur, so that's 5. 5 cost. So we can swing 8 now. Cycling out the God's Thread. 5, confirm. Get it active. And we'll just swing 8. Really pressure his life, knowing he has 2 dead cards in hand. And then end of turn, you can restand. And I gain arrested. Back up to 9. So I can get freely out of a 5k swing. And block out with an 8 because we're at 9 Don. How dare you, sir? Oh, he... Finger Pistol. What did he lose? A Doc Q. Okay. And a Burgess. I don't know if I... Do I want to get out of the 5k? I guess I can. Stay a little healthy. And he has a Stronger. Okay. 1 cost. So that means I can get an active Don with his ability without... Because he hasn't drawn that card. Right? So we'll go here. What do we want to trash? I can search with that, so I don't know if I want to do that. I have so many 2Ks, and I don't know if I'll be able to play out you. So we'll go 1, confirm. Cool. Gain an active... Oh, we don't get the act because I didn't Don Mice. You silly little man. I'm so stupid. Okay, let me make my mistakes. Let's go 5 at life. I'm silly. Yeah. Go 6. Okay, maybe he doesn't have a lot of counter. Fair enough. Ow. 12. Okay, GG. I might have made a mistake about a 1k, but we still were able to pressure pretty aggressively. All right, we got blue, purple, Luffy, and we're going second. We'll mulligan. So that's also why the Bon Clay is very good for your going second curve, obviously. We'll search. Pick up a pudding. Search again. Pick up Katakuri. We'll pick up this pudding. Kind of need it, right? Getting a second Katakuri will be a little bit... we'll search again. I guess we can pick up a Katakuri. Or we can pick up a 2-cost Katakuri to cheat this out. Yeah. Because while he can play this out off of Sanji, I can play it off of a 2-cost. Let's play out our pudding, and then we can swing 7, which is nice. Grav Blade. Okay. He takes, and we'll just pass. So we know he has a Grav Blade. And we got our blocker. We'll take that 7. He's got 5. Plays out the Nami. Interesting. So another cheap blocker. We can start playing these out. I'm a little bit worried if it's not working on the sim for that first person. Let's see. Play out Perispero. What do I want to try? I guess I can trash one of these. Honestly, 2 Linlands might be kind of crucial. How much down is he at? 6. So I can go 6 at life, 7 at life, and then play out 1 blocker. So he has Thunder Bagua, so a 2-cost. These 7k swings are nice, especially early game. Let's trash one of you when he's not able to pick up 2 cards per turn, right? And then we'll pass. So we'll be at 9 Don next turn. We can... Maybe I should have picked up more 8 costs. Could have played out a ton of these. We have all, almost all of our... I think all of our 2 costs running 3 or 4. I don't remember. 7 of us. No. Do I want to take? Sure. 2K. Ah. Okay. Well. Jeez Louise. Okay, we've literally got all of them. We've literally got all of them. It's actually becoming insane. He's got 8 Don. So we can go here. Trash. Play out you. That is actually insane still. I'm going to get him down to 1 life here. Or 0 life. Unless he blocks. Can I can swing 7, 6. I can swing 6 and 7 actually. Or do I just want to force the block? Do I force the block or swing 6 and 7? 8 cards. He'll start just drawing 2 a turn. I don't know. I almost kind of just want to force the block. 2K. Okay. Well, he doesn't have to block now. But do you want to go down to 0 life? No. But that's fine, because then we got rid of the Nami early. And next turn we can just start playing out these 10 moms. That would have been a crazy turn if I picked up that 8 cost earlier. So he picked up the Sanji. Huge hand. In fact, we'll just block for free. He's probably going to play a Sanji into something else. Or he can play the Rush. 9 mom. Just the 9 mom is good for us. Very good for us. Because next turn we'll be able to hit him 3 times. Back up to 2 life though. Because we can play out 10 mom, swing 6 still. Got another 2K. It's crazy. Go 6. Okay. 1 call, but we don't need that info, I guess. Remember, we still have a blocker. He didn't put the blocker to life, but fair enough, didn't heal me. Go 8. See if he wants a giant here. But that would put him down because he's not at 10. So he can't giant actually out of this, because then you would be lower than 8 going into your turn, so you wouldn't be able to use lead ability. You have to be at 8 before, you know. So I can block both attacks by blocking the 6 with Katakuri and then blocking the 9 with the Anena. Calls another 2K counter. He countered out with the other one though. We'll see. I'm just waiting to draw into more 8 costs. Just waiting. No effect. No effect. We'll block. No effect. No effect. Block. So didn't expend any resources from our hand that turn. We'll just play out another one of you. We'll go. That's oh, because he didn't have any giant Don. But wait, why did you attach a Don there then? I had a pretty decent hand. I wouldn't have. I would just swung 9 because I had a blocker too. I would just swung 9, got a 2K or the block out, and then you have giant to fix your hand. You have a 1K, a 2K, a 2K. You probably would have lived. Yeah, you might have lost your Katakuri blocker, but yeah. The 10-12 rush, really amazing stat line. Because again, we can still swing with leader to connect with the 6K, force some kind of counter or block. The 8 cost, really nice. Again, it can swing and then protect our board every turn. And then that 12K stat line is very important because when you giant on top of a 6K leader, that puts you up to 10K for the turn, for the battle, sorry. And then draws you 2 cards, but you still have to give 2 cards to get out of that 12K swing, right? A 2K and something else. So very nice to get these out early. Again, if we were able to go first, this would have been even better. But GG, what do you got? 1K and a 2K out of life. And yeah, maybe I should have picked up that 8 cost a turn later, because imagine if this board was the same, but another 8 cost already. Would have been kind of crazy. That's why this Katakuri is so good in this matchup. Ooh, we got a Law, and we can take first. Hopefully we kind of find a Parasparrow. We'll use the Searcher because that's non-counter, and then we'll pass. Pretty decent hand. I don't know if they're still running the 8-cost Kid in this meta. If they are, that could be a problem with us. You know, we can still swing into it with big number. This Veggie is super good. We get our 10 cost. Let's go here just to get some info. They got a Zeus. Oh, don't use that on me, please. This is gonna be the pesky yellow card of the set. I feel it. But honestly, I don't know if you'd use that in this kind of a matchup, also having taken 1 life, right? Or not in this match in particular, but just in this case, because you already took 1 life. That, you know, you use life as your resource in Law to play out characters, obviously. So I don't know. Cavendish. He doesn't have enough character on board to use the leader ability, so probably won't see the Cavendish this turn. Next turn, we can play out Parasparrow and then maybe use the active Don to play out Pudding to search. 7 at us. We'll take. We got another Rush 10 Mom. Okay. So play out Parasparrow. Swing at you. Swing there. Go minus 8 cost kit. So he is running 8 cost kit, and that's the beauty of getting information like that. You kind of reveal what kind of strategy your opponent might be going for and what they can pivot to because you know what they've got, right? And then we'll use your ability. I think, do we need 2 10 moms? Possibly, but I don't know if I'd rather trash anything else. Let's go search. I think we'll just pick up another 8 cost Katakuri. Because yes, this is nice, but he's not ramping, so I'd rather just play out 2 of them anyway. And then we'll pass. So since we've ramped 1 Don through that strategy, we don't need to ramp anymore. So Pudding, if he swings into her, that's kind of fine. I don't know if he has a solution to our 5 costs except for Zeus, and he countered out with Zeus. And again, I don't know if you want to use Zeus and go down to like 1 life essentially this turn, unless you have a Katakuri, or not Katakuri, an 8 cost Kid, which he does, but still could be pretty scary to use. Go 6, that's fine. So we got the value out of Pudding by ramping 1 Don. So next turn we can just play out 8 cost Katakuris. And it's nice because against, you know, if he uses the 5-drop Bonnie to freeze something, Katakuri can still restand it at the end of our next turn. So he can't just continuously stun it. Picks up the 7 cost Law. That's what I feel like you would want to run more. Ooh. It's tempting just to get rid of the Cavendish with that, but truthfully, I'd rather just start playing out my big body. Because we can swing over top this guy. 1. Okay. And let's see. I think we'll just trash the Parasparrow. Because our bodies that we'll want to play out for the next 2 turns are 8 cost or 10 mom. And we'll use this. Trash. Because we could possibly use God's Thread to get through a blocker later. 1. Confirm. Okay. And then we'll just swing 8. Which is a big number. Again, he has the 8 cost Kid. But I don't know if we'll play it out given on how much he's countered out. And then restand, get arrested. So now we're at 9 Don. So like I said, remember we can get out of a 5k swing for free. Although I don't think we'll see any 5ks, as we'll probably attach a Don to leader. So at you know, anything will probably be a 6ks at the very least. But Law is another deck that I want to play and try out in set 11 with that Veggie. I don't think he's countered out with it to show it again, but the new SR Veggie seems really good. He can't play it out unless he picks back up his other Cavendish, right? Because the second you have another Cavendish on board, you can't use his ability. But he could swing, pick it back up, right? So maybe he doesn't have another. I think we're just gonna take this because, oh, is this ramp you inactive? I don't need that, but we can cycle it out now with Paraspero because we're still at 4 life. So I don't know if we pick up another 2-cost Katakuri, that'd be nice. Six at us. No, I'll block because I don't know if we'll see many other attacks this turn. Yep, he picked it up, so it's protected. Very nice, very nice. And then, yep, the heal coming out. Okay. We'll just pressure his life next turn with a 6k, 8k, 8k, 12k. Let's go swing 6. Get some information. 5-drop Bonnie. Again, it's nice that Katakuri can kind of help prevent that. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. You got to be cautious about... Right. That stuff wouldn't happen in person of, you know, counting out with the wrong amount because... Obviously, right, we would have declared it. He might just not have been paying attention while I was using my leader ability to know it went from a 5k to a 6k. That is unfortunate, right? That probably would have saved him for the turn maybe, but who knows? Yeah, GG. If he put up the 8-cost kid, we still have 3 life and a blocker, which is unfortunate, but he was still in a rough spot overall. GG. But those are some games. Very fun deck, very fun leader. Pretty strong. Not like top of the meta or probably even in like tier 0 or like maybe tier 1. I don't know. He's very strong and very fun, but there's probably I don't know, maybe Purple Luffy probably doing better anyway, because I think a lot of the Purple Luffy decks are still just running this 8-cost and ramping it into it pretty consistently with their lead ability. But yeah, very fun deck. I like it. This 10 mom is just a lot of aggression, right? Because even on the turn you play this out, you can still swing 6k with your leader. You're hitting them with like an 8k combo. It's a lot of aggression and a lot of fun. And Katakuri he's a really cool character. So hyped to see him get another leader that is a little bit different than the yellow Katakuri. Very similar in a way. I just think his leader ability works so perfectly with like his whole character and his like powers. It's really cool. But yeah, let me know what you think of the list. Again, they're all alternatives to cards here. Like I said, we didn't really use the Bonclay too much. It's really just to help out your going second curve. Right? It can be your first ramp option when you're going second, even though you're already on pace to hit that 8 cost, right? You'd have to ramp a second time. But it is what it is. We can still hit like 10 Dawn a turn early if we are on second and we ramp, and then we ramp again. Yeah, there's alternatives, different ways to build it. But this list feels pretty consistent, pretty fun, just a lot of aggression. I like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and hope to see you on our next one. Bye-bye.